Hey guys. I tell you what, I am so close to ready, but I need like 2 more minutes. Can you give me 2 more minutes? 2 more minutes? Okay. Thank you. Let me put that in the chat. Hey, folks. Running a couple behind. I can spell couple. Renato behind. All right, so I am going to just, nope, that's not what I want to do. So you just might have to look at me for a second. Sorry. Are you going for a run? Oh, okay. Bye, honey. Love you. Oh, that's nice. Almost done, folks. Almost ready for you. Stop it. Oh, I'm so close. All right. Okay. Oh no. There it is. Okay. Hi. I'm ready. I'm ready. Come back. Hello. Hello. Let's get started. Let's get the party started, right? Okay, so it looks like I see Vitale and Lauren and Grace and Riley and Anna and Tori and Caroline and Nicole and Nina and Layla. I can't see you, but I see your name. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Sydney. Hi, Nandini. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Mackenzie. Harper, I can't see you either, but I know you're there. Hey, Kira. Hey, Amanda. Hi, Riley. Hi, Zara. Hey, Will. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Autumn. And who else didn't I say hi to? Oh, there's Miss Emily, and it looks like we've all got Shale and Julia and Caroline and Anna and Renato and Gia and Emma and Val and Aaron and Judy and Ashton and Michael and Joseph and Lauren. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, I'm so happy to see everybody. Let me see if whoops. There we go. Nope. Come on, Liz. There you go. So what I want to do today is I want to talk about your 15 SCOTUS cases. Now, if you were in the class in the fall, this is going to be helpful to you, especially since you're taking the AP exam. And if you're in the class right now, this is going to be helpful to you as we haven't gone over this yet. So here we go. It's going to happen. Do you have your fabulous note-taking guides that I gave you? Ooh, yes, I hope you do. So what I want today is I definitely want for my folks who are assigned the cases to talk as well, okay? And even if you weren't assigned the case, but you know something about the case, or if you were assigned the case, you know, in the fall, you can participate as well. I want to have as much participation as possible. Guys, I'm not going to tell you anything today that goes on this sheet that you're not going to tell me, okay? I'll just elaborate a little bit. So I made a PowerPoint and I was finishing with the last 3 slides. Ugh, it has been a day. Willow and Wyatt are not here. They're at my parents'. Thank goodness. So we can actually focus. All right, so let me share the screen.
Miss Sutter.
Yes, honey. Yes, honey.
How will, like, since we don't have the court case like FRQ, how will these show up on the exam? Like how would we need to, you know what I mean? Like where would they show up, or in what cases will we have to apply and know these?
So Pumpkin, it could show up in question 1. The case itself could. You could cite it as a governmental concept in question 2. You could cite it as a governmental concept for your argumentative essay. It could be one of the documents you pull from, one of the 2 that you need to support what you're saying, or the concepts themselves, like the idea of symbolic speech. From what case? Anybody?
Hold on.
I'm holding.
Is that rain? Is that, hold on.
I'm holding. And anybody can answer too. It doesn't just have to be Will, although I love when Will answers as well.
Miss Sutter, do you like my background that I have?
Oh, yes. Oh, you're filming something for the office. That's amazing. Where did my chat go? No, I don't know what that is. Somebody write something in the chat for me. Let me bring that back.
Chat. Yeah, everyone's saying Tinker versus DesMoines.
Oh, good. Well, everybody is right, as you just said it. Where's the chat? Come back, chat. There it is. Yay. Okay, so Sydney, Caroline, Mackenzie, Autumn, you are correct. Nicely done. So Tinker is the case that's going to give us, what's it called? Son of a gun. Come back. Symbolic speech the first time, right? Does anybody happen to recall what case involves symbolic speech but related to flag burning? Of all the states to try it. Anybody? What state would you probably not want to try burning a flag in? I'm cutting out. Okay. Sorry. Texas, that's right, Lauren. It's bright outside, sorry, honey. And it looks like some more of you said Texas as well. Yay, Texas, 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 yay. So we'll talk about all of that today. So Will, long long answer, so sorry. You could use any of these cases for the argumentative essay to cite as your other governmental example, a concept or a document, or you could see the case itself or something from the case in question 2, the 15-minute question. The idea that they are going to ask you 2 questions, and that's how they're going to come up with what you know from the course. Just, you know, guys, it kind of disgusts me, but that is what it is. All right, so let's dive in, and let's start first with Marbury versus Madison. Are you guys okay on Marbury versus Madison? It's pretty straightforward, I think. So if I were to ask you what constitutional issue was at the heart of Marbury versus Madison, or what question, what could you say? And I'll give you a hint. You have it right in front of you because I typed it on there for you.
Was it judicial review?
Yes, very good. Hey, Elaine, judicial review. Riley, thank you. So the Supreme Court does have, the question was, and I guess really the background was, which president made those midnight appointments? Do you guys recall?
John Adams.
John Adams. Who was that?
Me.
Who's
Gonna
me?
keep it vague. We're just gonna keep it vague.
Oh, you're gonna
Alex,
keep it
shut
vague.
up.
Aw.
Alex, shut up.
Oh, well, whoever you are, you're right. It was Adams, and Anna agrees with you, as does Autumn. So John Adams did make those midnight appointments, and some of those commissions got delivered, but some did not. Oh, thank you. So Marbury's was one of the ones that did not get delivered, and so Marbury said to the now Secretary of State, James Madison, yo, give me my commission, give me my job. And James Madison said no, because the president at the time, Thomas Jefferson, said, don't do it. And so they went to SCOTUS and they said, SCOTUS, issue a writ of mandamus. And so that's what SCOTUS is having to look at here. Does the Supreme Court, what, honey?
I'm sorry, Miss Eder. I know you don't like the phrase "shut up." I'll try to refrain myself from using that.
That's okay. I totally fine. Don't worry about it. There are worse things. So the question was, does SCOTUS have the authority to order the delivery of their commissions? And everyone with the resounding answer, whether it's on chat or whether it's out loud, what was the answer? Does SCOTUS have that authority? No, nope. No, they don't. Who gave?
No, Max, it's not happening.
Do you guys recall? They were given the authority.
Congress gave them the authority.
Thank you, Tori. Yes, they did. Thank you, Nicole. So they were given the authority by the Judiciary Act of 1789. And so then basically what happened is John Marshall and SCOTUS said, you know what? We don't want the authority. It's not our authority. You stepped out of bounds when you gave us this law, so we're giving it back to you. But you know what is our authority? What is our authority in the Supreme Court?
Judicial review.
Boom, got him. That's right. Thank you, Tori. Thank you, Autumn. Cole agrees. Judicial review. That is their authority. So this strengthened the power of SCOTUS. This made it a co-equal branch. I wonder how Alexander Hamilton would have felt about this following his argument that, what was his main argument in Federalist 78, Hamilton's?
Well, didn't he say that they should have judicial review?
Absolutely, they should have judicial review, that's right. But why was Hamilton suggesting that we shouldn't be as concerned with the judicial branch like we are with the other two?
Because they can't enforce any of the laws.
That's right. They can't enforce it. They don't have the power of enforcement. They don't have the power of the purse. Anna agrees with you. So does Autumn. So does Nicole. Great. Yeah, because that's what Hamilton said in Federalist 78. They're the least dangerous branch. They require the other branches to get the job done. Yeah, that's a good phrase to remember, Autumn. Having neither the power of the purse or the power of the sword. Nicely done, guys. Okay, So similar cases to Marbury versus Madison. You know what? In the interest of time, we're probably not going to do the similar cases one because you're not going to have to do that for an FRQ. Sorry. Okay. Now, I really want to make sure that I can hear from Vishal and Mackenzie and Guillaume right now. So I know I've seen Mackenzie. I don't know if Vishal or Guillaume are here. Are you here, guys? You can say hi. Okay. Guess what, Mackenzie? It's all on you. You ready? Where's Mackenzie? Did she log off after I told her that?
No, I'm ready.
I see you. All right, sweetie. Don't worry. I'll help you out, okay? Do we all remember McCulloch versus Maryland from U.S. history last year? Did Dr. Webb really hammer that one hard for you?
I remember it from last semester.
Good job, Julius. Hannah is saying yes. And I know for my students, I certainly taught it to you. Mackenzie, do you just want to give us the background of the case, or would you rather do the constitutional question of the majority ruling?
Well, I'm going to do the majority ruling part, so can I do the background?
Yeah, do it. Tell us what was going on.
Okay, so basically in 1816, Congress chartered the second bank of the United States.
Mhm.
And then in 1818, the state of Maryland passed this legislation. They're going to impose a tax on this bank. But the cashier of the Baltimore branch, who was, I think it's McCulloch? Do you say
James
like that?
McCulloch, potato, you're fine.
Well, he refused to pay the tax. So basically, it ended up going to court, and because they were fighting over like if Congress had the right to establish this bank and if Maryland had the right to tax the bank.
Great, sweetheart. That's exactly right. James McCulloch worked at the National Bank branch. Maryland had come up with a tax for all banks that weren't approved by the Maryland state. And guess what? Only one bank is not approved by Maryland, and it's the Federal Bank of the United States. So we've got a couple of questions here, guys, and we could get fancy with them, or we could make it as simple as possible. So I think one question would be what? What about the bank do you think?
Did Congress have the authority to establish the bank?
Excellent. So let's make sure we have that written down, guys. Does Congress have the authority to establish this bank? Is this okay? Can they do this? Because y'all, is the national bank in the Constitution?
No.
No.
Oh, it is not. What does Thomas Jefferson feel about stuff that's not, or how does he feel in the Constitution? Boo! That's right, Cole. No. They don't. He doesn't like them. And which president resolved to go after the national bank and get rid of it? Jackson. That's right.
Jackson, right?
That's right. Good. So, does Congress have the authority to establish a national bank? What, honey? Okay. And did the Maryland law was the Maryland law constitutional, or did it interfere with Congress's powers? All right. So you guys tell me, what did SCOTUS find? Did the national bank continue? Yeah. In fact, we get a second one. Am I right? Yes. Cole says ye, or perhaps it's yes, and ye is with two E's. I'm unsure. But yes, unanimous for the bank. You're right, Anna. And did the Maryland law unconstitutionally interfere with congressional powers? Yes. Everybody, here's what I would know if I were you regarding this case, and then you might see the concept on either of the, or you could use the concept on either of the questions. Sorry, Julius, I'm muting you while the screaming is going on. What is the clause?
Sorry.
It's okay, Pumpkin. What is the clause that gives Congress the power to do this? Type it or say it. It's all y'all.
The necessary and proper clause.
Beautiful. Thank you, Riley. Necessary and proper. Ooh, look, Cole gave us another name for it, the elastic clause. Oh, Elaine's got it. Nicole's got it. Grace got it. Hannah, that's right. The elastic clause. And what's something else we could call it? What kind of powers does it create?
Implied.
Implied, very good. Autumn, very good. Nicole, very good. Everybody who's responding, Emma and Anna and Joseph. Okay, wonderful. So are we good there? Do we get this, guys? You get McCulloch versus Maryland? What did this case do to the power of the government?
Didn't it expand it?
Like, whoa, whoa. Think of those pants with the elastic waistbands that you wear to Thanksgiving meals, or that you wear when you're pregnant and don't throw away after you're no longer pregnant because they're really comfortable. Elastic stretches, right? So the federal government gets a ton more power because of this. All right, how do we feel about McCulloch versus Maryland? Show me thumbs. Yay, yay, yay. Nina, I can't, there it is. I couldn't see your thumb. Thank you, pumpkin pie. All righty, are we ready for Schenck? I know a few of us are. Schenck versus the US. Let's do it. I definitely want to hear from Vitale. And I swear I saw you. There you are, Pumpkin High. I want to hear from Gabby. Gabby Campbell, are you here? Okay. And Allie Montgomery, are you here? Uh-oh, Vitale. That makes you nervous. You and
I can help. I did it last semester.
Oh, Vitale, Tori's going to help you. Isn't that so nice? That's so nice.
Yes.
All right, so Vitale, what do you want to tell me from Schenck? You get to pick.
I can say the background. So Charles Schenck was a part of the Socialist Party, and he and like another member of it like were giving out like leaflets that said to resist the military recruitment. So like they were like going against the draft. And so like that was like the government kind of well, the question was if it went against their First Amendment rights of free speech, but then it was like overruled because of the Espionage Act.
Very good, Vitale. Excellent. Tori, do you happen to recall what the Espionage Act was about?
Yeah, it said that you can't disseminate like anti-American or anti-war propaganda during times of war.
Very good. Yeah, you cannot aid wartime enemies, or you can't do anything that goes against the war effort, like specifically targeting the draft or anti-American anything, right? You can't even speak out against their leaders. They included that for the Sedition Act. Good job, girls. So yeah, that's the background, everybody. You've got a socialist handing out leaflets telling everybody to evade the draft. Can somebody do that today? What do you think? I see Lauren shaking her head. No.
I mean, can't they do it now since it's not wartime?
Excellent point. Yep, we're not in a time of war. Autumn says, I thought we don't have a draft. We haven't had one for a very long time, not since the 70s. Nicole says, yes, because it's not a time of war. Joseph, I wouldn't see why not. Correct. Elaine, you think so? And Cole, as long as we're not in war, that's right. It would be interesting to see what would happen if this case, which happened 101 years ago, that's when the ruling was, were taking place today. Because I guess you could say we're still in the war on terror, right? So I don't know, it would be interesting. Yes, Anna, times have changed, and I'm pretty sure SCOTUS would see that. All right, so good job, Vitale and Tori. So the question is free speech protected during times of war? That's one way you could word the question. You could say, did his conviction under the Espionage Act violate the First Amendment? I think we can take it either way. Vitale, do you recall the ruling on this case?
It went for the Espionage Act because they wanted to like go for the safety of the people.
That is correct. Yeah. So the Espionage Act was upheld. Tori, do you by any chance remember the numbers involved? Like,
Unanimous.
correct. Very good. It was unanimous. Guys, this is a 9-0 ruling. That's a pretty big deal. So they said that the Espionage Act is constitutional. It does fall under Congress's wartime authority. And surprise you that during wartime, Congress has more power. It shouldn't. But, so the Espionage Act is upheld. Free speech, this is not a ruling in favor of free speech, because in writing the majority opinion, there's Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes. Check out that facial hair, y'all. Do you see that on that PowerPoint slide? That is fantastic. If I were male and if I grew facial hair, I really do think at one point in my life I would have to have some serious mustache or some mutton chops. Yeah, fancy stash. Yeah, Elaine, I agree. Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes, how did he limit free speech in this instance? What test does this create?
The clear and present danger test.
Very good. Autumn agrees with you. So guys, the clear and present danger test, if you remember anything about this case, that's what you should remember, okay? That's what you should remember. You cannot have free speech if it creates a clear and present danger. What did Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes liken it to? There's a picture of it right there.
Shouting fire in a theater.
Thank you, Julius. What's something else we could liken it to today? What else can't you do?
Bomb in an airplane. You can't yell bomb in an airport or airplane.
Yeah, you can't. There's just no way. You cannot yell bomb in an airplane or an airport. Autumn. You can't yell gun in school. You can't do those things. Even if you're saying it's a joke. No, it's not. Yeah, Cole, you're right. You cannot say those things. All right, how are we with Schenck? Are we okay? Let me see thumbs. Only once. Yeah, Renato, then you're donezo. Very good. I love seeing those thumbs. Thanks, y'all. Super helpful. Okay, let's look at Brown versus Board of Education. Thank you, Vitae. Thank you, Tori. Kira, I know you're here, and Joseph, I know you're here. So are you two ready to participate and hook us up with some knowledge? You're going to have to unmute yourself and say. Thank you, Kira. And Joseph, sure. Joseph, does your mic not work? Yeah, knowledge, yay. Okay. All righty. You don't think so? That's okay, sweetheart. You can just, Joseph, tell me, what do you want to educate us on? And I'll let you type it while you're thinking about it. And then I'll let Kira pick two. It's no bad. You're okay, sweetheart. So Joseph, do you want to tell everybody about the background, the constitutional question, the majority ruling, the impact, significance, or similar cases? What would you like? And Kira, while Joseph is thinking, what would you like?
Well, I was going to say background, but he just chose
Oh, he
background.
took it. He took it. All right, Joseph, you better type quick. So Kira, then which one are you going to do?
I can do like the decision and the impact, or anything else. I don't really care.
Amazing. That sounds great. So Joseph, you're typing about the background right now, and hope you can type fast because that's the first thing that we're supposed to do. Don't worry, I know you'll make it happen. I mean, guys, you know Brown versus Board of Education. If you don't know Brown versus Board of Education, I don't know what to do for you. I'll go over it a little bit more now. This was the question that, or this was the case that the AP exam asked about 2 years ago. And of course, every AP government student everywhere said yes, because they knew it. And scores were pretty high, that particular one, for that question. But there's a lot more to Brown than what we might know off the cuff. All right, so Joseph, what you got for us? Okay, so Joseph says there's this guy named Oliver Brown, correct, who had a daughter, Linda. Yes, she's precious. Here's a picture of her. Oh, whoopsie daisy. You see her? There's little Linda. Isn't she precious? So cute. And
put her on my because she was cute.
I know, she's so cute. And so basically, she had to walk to school every day. And on her way to school, which was kind of far away from her house, she passed a white and all white school. And it was a better school than hers, man. They had more teachers. They had a lot of things that her school didn't have, resources, all that stuff. So when she was denied entry, thank you, Joseph, Oliver Brown sued the school system. And this was a lot of cases compiled into this one family representing the issue at a whole. And they ruled against him in Kansas, saying, no, she doesn't need to go to the all-white school because she attends an all-black school. It's separate, but it's equal. And thankfully, does anybody know what legal organization, and you could call an interest group, intervenes and takes this case to court? Look at all of you. NAACP. Nice job, Autumn, Cole, Nicole, Anna, Zara, Elaine, Renato, Joseph. Good job. And who is the head lawyer who is going to lead the charge?
Thurgood Marshall, I think.
Thurgood Marshall, that's right, Kira. And you know what else is cool about Thurgood Marshall? He becomes kind of a big deal. Yes, Autumn, he is the first African-American justice on SCOTUS. Anna, you are correct too. Alrighty, so we're challenging the separate but equal doctrine, right? Remind me, which case established the separate but equal doctrine, everybody?
Plessy versus Ferguson.
Plessy versus Ferguson. Nice job. Look at all those correct answers. Bravo. Plessy does in 1896. So that established it. What is this case going to do to that precedent?
Get it out of here.
Get out of here. Beat it. Overturn it. Undo it. I like it. You're all correct. Elaine, Amanda, Anna, Nicole, Autumn, Caroline, Renato. Control Z, is that undo? Nullify, show that it's unconstitutional. Good job, everybody. All right, so Kira, tell us a little bit about it. Whatever you want from the rest of the guide.
Which part?
Whatever part you would like to. The decision.
What'd you say? You're all choppy.
I'm sorry, it's my personality. You want to tell us about the decision or the fact, whatever you prefer, Pumpkin.
Well, in the beginning, it was divided because of Justice Fred Vinson, but then he died and was replaced by Earl Warren, and then it became a unanimous decision against segregation in schools.
You're right, very good. Earl Warren was the new Chief Justice, and he believed that his role as Chief Justice was to really ensure that there was a unanimous decision. Guys, why do you think a unanimous decision was so important to Earl Warren?
It makes it look like the Supreme Court is like totally unified on the issue so that there's no room to kind of poke holes in the verdict.
That's right, Riley. It does show strength and unity. Cole, it sets a strong precedent. Grace showing full support. Autumn together in their decision at a federal level. Yes, Nicole, they know a lot of people aren't going to like it. So if they present a strong showing and they're all agreeing on this, it's huge. It's huge, guys. Very good. Now, how many of you have watched the PowerPoint already for this week? Anybody? I've told you a little bit about this in the PowerPoint, but Thurgood Marshall was a little concerned that this decision would be a smaller decision and not have the significance that it could potentially have. What was Thurgood Marshall's fear? Can anybody tell me that?
He was afraid that would only apply to schools, and or worse, it would only apply to schools in Kansas, and like every single school would have to come to the Supreme Court.
Yes, Tori, that's right. He was very concerned that it would end up having a small reach, right? That it's only for these two particular schools and that's it. No, that's terrible. We don't want that. So he wasn't just challenging that particular example. They were challenging the entire doctrine, and it won, guys. But y'all, how successful was it? How quickly were schools integrated?
All deliberate speed.
I know, isn't that just ridiculous with all deliberate speed? Give me a break. They needed a second Supreme Court case a year later. You're right, guys. In 1964, I think I told you in the PowerPoint, 98% of African-American schools in the South, African-American students in the South, still attended completely segregated schools. So yeah, all deliberate 10 years. I like that. Good way to look at that. All right, thank you, Sarah Joseph. Good job. Let's go to Baker versus Carr. I don't know if I saw any of these. Lila, Rosa, Natalia, are any of you here today? Judy, I see you. Hey, Judy. Long time to see you. You look so comfy in that little, what is that? Is that a Snuggie? They still make Snuggies? Yeah, you like it? I like it too. Melody, I'm tired too. Alrighty, I'm just scrolling through a little bit and I'm guessing they're not here. Yeah, I'll work on that, sweetie.
Oh, I got it.
You got it. Thanks, Tori.
I
That's
can do
super
Baker.
helpful.
I can do any of them.
I know you can, Pumpkin. It makes me happy and proud of you. Okay, so whoopsies. See, this is what I was finishing. All right, do you guys, it's hard to hear me. Yes, I'm muted. We're good. Do you guys see these pictures on the PowerPoint slide? That tells you pretty much what you need to know about Baker versus Carr, okay? So what state does it involve, everybody?
Tennessee.
Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, you're all four of you are correct right now. So Tennessee is doing some jacked up stuff. Tori, do you remember what they were doing? Or I guess
Well, they hadn't redrawn their lines since like, I don't know, like the 19-something census. I forget. It was like, it looked like at least a 50-year-old census, and they hadn't redrawn their lines.
Very good. Yeah, thank you, Tori. Nicole agrees, 60 years late. That's hilarious. Autumn 1911. Yes, Caroline, Anna, Autumn 1901. What year is this case?
62.
I mean, goodness gracious, we've got a long time until we're hearing this case, okay? Until, or that Tennessee is just having these bogus district lines. And so the charge that people brought to SCOTUS is that there had been significant economic growth and shifts in the population that were being ignored. And that's not okay. So SCOTUS is looking at, for the first time, do they have authority over legislative apportionment? Oh boy. Oh boy. And what did they find, everybody? Does SCOTUS have authority over legislative apportionment?
Yes, when it violates the Equal Protection Clause.
Boo yeah. Boo yes. That's right, Nicole. Going over here to our one legislator. The urban counted less than the rural count did, so it was unconstitutional. And guys, in case you're not picking up what that's putting down, that was minorities counting less than the Caucasian population. That's not okay. So if I were you, I would make sure that for Baker versus Carr, I understand that this involved apportionment. So feel free to write that down. I would make sure that I know it involved the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause. And I would know this fun little phrase here, one man, one vote. One man, one vote. Somebody want to describe one man, one vote for me?
Well, it just like has to be equal.
Yeah. My voice has to be worth the same as your voice. If I live in an area with impoverished people, there can't be 100,000 of us in a district with one representative versus your very affluent area with 20,000 people and one representative. That's not okay.
Miss Eder, what clause did you want us to know?
So Lauren, I would know the Equal Protection Clause. Anytime there's a gerrymandering case, that's what we're going to see. Hey, Harper, are you still on? If you are, can you tell us what other Supreme Court case involves gerrymandering and the Equal Protection Clause?
I can't remember the exact name, but I know it's like racial gerrymandering in North Carolina.
Awesome, Harper. You're absolutely right. Racial gerrymandering in North Carolina. And you've got some help from your peers here, Autumn, Elaine, Michael, and Nicole. Shaw versus Reno. Okay,
Yeah.
so guys, please know that Baker versus Carr and Shaw versus Reno go hand in hand. But they're separated by 30 years.
Like when I applied.
They're separated by 30 years, okay? So Baker versus Carr is one man, one vote. We good? Show me thumbs. Let me see thumbs. Yes? 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 I'm going through all of your thumbs. Yes? Yes? Somebody else is in a fun little pink hoodie. Who is that? Oh, it's Katie. Okay. Thumbs up. You guys are adorable. You're even writing thumbs up. Hi, Cole. It's been such a long time, buddy. Okay. Alrighty. So now let's do Engel versus Vitale. Oh my gosh, I forgot to write down who did this one. If you're online, did you research this one?
Yes, I did.
Ashton, thebomb.com. Thanks, buddy. Anybody else? I know a couple of people did. Okay. All right, Ashton, for Engel versus Vitale, what do you want to cover for us?
I can do the background if you want me to.
I would love you to. Go for it, buddy.
Okay, so 1962, New York Public Schools, students and teachers read a prayer every day, and it was a non-denominational prayer, but it had it was kind of Catholic biased, and the prayer wasn't forced on anybody, but it still made people mad, and I guess parents found out about it, and they said that it violated the students' First Amendment rights under the Establishment Clause.
Ooh, great background information, Ashton. Thank you. Yeah, so guys, this is taking place in New York. Okay. And like Ashton said, the New York State Board of Regents authorized that prayer. Do you see it? Oh, well, not how we now. But how did we used to start every school day? What would we do? What would we say?
We have a moment of silence and the pledge.
I'm so glad you said the moment of silence and the pledge, because yes, that's a big deal, and I want to make sure you guys understand where the moment of silence comes from, because it comes from a moment of silent prayer, just an FYI. So there's the prayer. Almighty God, we acknowledge our dependence upon thee, and we beg thy blessings upon us, our parents, our teachers, and our country. What do you think would happen if I asked you to say that at the start of your day? What would happen to me?
You would get fired.
I would get fired.
Bye-bye, Miss.
We get canned.
I would get canned. Yes, people might get mad. People would get mad, Elaine and Kira, but Nicole, I think I would be fired. I really do. Sad but true, even though I have tenure, I think I would. All right, so here's our constitutional question. Does the reading of, I mean, it is non-denominational, right? I mean, I guess it's monotheistic, but that's about as denominational as it gets. Does the reading of that prayer at the start of the school day, does that violate, what clause is it that you called it, Ashton?
Well, when I was reading about it, it was mostly the Establishment Clause, but I guess it could fall under the Free Exercise Clause too.
I think you're right. I think let's go with the Establishment Clause. Yeah, you're exercising. You're right. If you want to pray, that's fine. But the reason why what you said initially is a better answer is because this is the government. It's the New York State government requiring that students do things. So that's an establishment of religion. That's not okay. And that's what the Supreme Court found, right, guys? Ashton, do you recall the vote?
It was 6-1 in favor of Engel.
Very good. Yeah, this breached the wall of separation of church and state, guys. So no, you cannot do that. Public schools cannot hold prayers, even if it's not mandatory. Now, how many of you are on a sports team? I'm sorry, is it too soon? How many of you are on a sports team where your coach has led a prayer? Anybody?
I have.
Harper, okay.
Yeah.
How many of you are on a team where your coach allowed you to pray before an event?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Samesies, okay. That's just so you know, that's walking the line. Okay.
In my oh no. Well, we were all okay with it, so I guess that's okay. Is it okay if we're all okay with it?
I love that you asked that. That's such a great question. Is it okay if we're all okay with it? No. I know that's frustrating, but no, it's not, because it's still the government allowing it. Now, honey, if nobody makes a stink about it, then you're just fine. You know, I mean,
yeah.
There you go, right? Somebody has to find out before it goes out there. Okay, so upward squad. Elaine says, allowing someone else, not yourself, to pray to themselves would be on the line. Okay, hang on. So if you say to your players, would you like to pray? You may pray. Would you like to not pray? You don't have to pray. Would you like to say something in your mind against organized religion? You can. I mean, I suppose that's fine. Could somebody, thank you for clarifying this, Elaine, could somebody before a football game at school read a prayer on the loudspeaker? And they say, please pray if you would like to.
No.
No, you're right. So I need to be a little bit more careful with my wording there. Okay, are we good with Engel? No school prayer.
Wait, Miss Eder.
Love.
If you were to like play a private school and like they usually pray before their game and they were to be like, come join us in the circle of prayer, like how does that work?
Private schools are just fine.
But if they like ask us to join in, what is that? Like, how does that affect it?
They're private. They can say, you are here, you are paying to be here as a student, you must follow our rules. And our rules mean that we can have religion here. We can do this.
Oh.
Yep.
Thank you.
Of course.
Wait, Miss Eder, even at a sporting, so like when I went to a basketball game, to cheer at a basketball game at a private school, I don't remember the school, I think it might have been BT, but they like led a prayer. Like, is that like if a public school is out the private school?
Yeah, that's interesting. Ooh. I'm guessing they probably couldn't do that. But I don't know. I tell you what, I have a friend who teaches at Holy Innocents. Well, actually, hang on. We're about to have a guest speaker.
Oh.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. Can I call you with a question and put you in my YouTube live? Or you can say no. It's about prayer and private school. Anybody want to guess? Freed. Let's see if he likes that. All right, while we're waiting on Freed.
Keys, and then of course the one that everyone has questions about.
What was that?
One about prayer. Get me out of here.
I don't know who that is. Sorry. Okay. Tinker versus Des Moines. Are we ready? We ready? Yeah. Sydney, you're here, right?
Yes.
Hi, Sydney. And Charlie, is not here, so you're doing this solo. I'm sorry. What do you want to do? Tell me about the background, the constitutional issue, the decision, what?
I can do the background.
Bring it. Tell us, who are these tinkers? What are they tinkering?
Okay. So basically there were 4 students who started this all, but 2 of the main students were Mary Beth Tinker and her brother John. And they decided to wear black armbands to school to protest the war in Vietnam. And the principal had a ban on wearing the armbands at school. And when the students arrived at school, he told them they would have to remove them or he would suspend them. So he suspended the students because they refused to take them off. And they felt that their First Amendment right to freedom of speech was violated. So their parents took it to court. And then it ended up going all the way to the Supreme Court.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay, so there they are, everybody. Say hi to Mary Beth and John. Hi, Mary Beth. Hi, John. And yeah, you're right, Sydney. All they wanted to do was to protest what was going on in Vietnam and to wear something to unite everybody together and to say this is how we feel about this. But like you said, the principal found out about it. They made a rule against it. I wish your name was Mary Beth. And then the kids wore it to school. They got in trouble, and that was it. But it wasn't, because the parents challenged this rule. Do you guys remember when the walkout was happening a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Do you remember how Lassiter came out with a policy of, if you do this, there will be consequences? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did those consequences hold up?
Yeah.
They did. And there's a reason why that consequence held up and this consequence for Mary Beth and John Tinker did not hold up. Does anybody know why?
Because the walkout was said to have been causing a distraction.
Very well done. Harper, Elaine, Nicole, and Anna. That's right. That's how the school got away with initially coming up with a rule against wearing the armbands. They said you can't wear them because it would be disruptive. But the Supreme Court found that this was more a fear of disruption that could be caused than an actual interference. Therefore, the students, that consequence was invalid, as was the rule. The rule was invalid. In fact, the members of SCOTUS said that students don't shed their freedoms when they walk into the school building. Okay? Are we good? Do we understand that? Okay. And this really strengthens symbolic speech. And so that's why later on, you are going to have other people be able to do things that are not potentially like speaking, but the actions that are protected constitutionally by the First Amendment and considered symbolic. All right, does anybody have a question on Tinker? Sydney did a good job. Tinker's pretty straightforward. Okay, I skipped one. I'm so sorry. Can we look at Gideon? Let's look at Gideon. And I realize this is stretching a bit, so I'll start going more quickly, even though I don't want to, and it makes me sad. I will. Okay, Gideon versus Wainwright. I know Hannah is here. I know Hannah is here. And Shia, are you out there? No, not Shia, but there is Hannah and Hannah. So girls, both unmute your mics and say hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I think that was Hannah first and second. All right, so Gideon, who wants to do what here?
I can do the background.
Bring it, Hannah. Tell me about it. Who the heck is Gideon?
Clarence Earl Gideon was caught breaking and entering into a pool house in Florida. And in court, he was too poor to have an attorney. So he asked the judge for one, but he rejected it because a counsel was only provided in capital cases.
So Gideon argued that his right to counsel was refused.
Good, very good. Yeah, so the Florida law was Florida will only pay for you to have a lawyer if it's a capital case. Do you guys know what a capital case is?
Aren't capital crimes are like murder, aren't they?
Thank you, Riley.
Crimes against the state or something like that.
Yeah, it's murder usually. And so Clarence.
Murder on my mind. Oh.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, Hannah, you keep your drink. You're okay. Okay, so.
I'm gonna.
What? Okay. I don't know. I heard feedback. I'm sorry. So this was not a capital case, but Gideon still felt as though he should have an attorney. And guys, it went all the way to the Supreme Court. It was in forma pauperis. Do you guys recall that term, in forma pauperis? Anybody? No money. That's right, Anna, in the form of a pauper, right? Yes, very good, very good. So somebody filed on their behalf, kind of like everything that you read about in Just Mercy if you read that book. Okay, sound good? Okay, so thank you, Hannah. Hannah, do you want to tell us what the question is or the ruling?
Yeah, so the constitutional questions were, does the Sixth Amendment's right to counsel apply to defendants in state courts? And it was also like, does the due process clause of the 14th Amendment apply rights protected by the federal government to the states? So it was kind of like trying to see if like federal court level and like state court level should be the same in terms of ruling. And it turned out in favor of Gideon, which meant that all defendants must be appointed counsel if they're unable to afford an attorney themselves, which is good because like until then, if you didn't have money, then you had to kind of defend yourself. And if you didn't have any legal background, then that kind of works against you and you probably would not win the case. Yeah.
Very good. So that's interesting. What did that mean for the population of prisons? Who would it be full of? More so.
Poor people.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The poor, because they don't have the same financial advantage to hire an attorney, somebody who knows what they're doing. That was a good point that you brought up there, Hannah. All righty, so everybody, ding, ding, ding. This is an incorporation case. Make sure you write that down. Remember, this is something that Hannah and Hannah both touched on. And this was a unanimous decision, by the way. Remember, for the Bill of Rights to be extended to the states, which amendment is used as the incorporation amendment? 14. Yep, 14, Tori. And through what clause?
The due process.
Due process.
Excellent, excellent. Due process. Very good, guys. So this kind of connects to any other incorporation case. Okay, good job, girls. Guys, this is getting to be an hour long. I kind of think we need to stop and pick up with the other 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 7 later. Okay? Okay, it seems like Anna and Autumn agree with me. So I know some of you would like to stay on, my diehards. But I tell you what, why don't we pick up with 9 through whatever, 15, another day. And I think I might have to reschedule my Zoom for Thursday. But I'll put a survey out to Schoology to see if that would work with you guys. And if we need to push it back a little bit, there's no harm in that. That's okay. This is our last new information, so we've got all the time in the world. Okay, so for those of you who came today and you did your research, especially to Amanda, seeing as though your case is next, I'm sorry we're not getting to it, but we will get to the rest, okay? I know, Nicole, I'm excited too. So listen, if you haven't looked up New York Times Co., Wisconsin versus Yoder, Roe v. Wade, Shaw versus Reno, U.S. v. Lopez, Citizens United, and McDonald versus Chicago, You've got a couple of days, okay? I'll put a survey on Schoology as to when would be best for everybody. Yoder is fun to say. Okay, so I think we should be all right. I'm sorry if this makes you guys sad, but we'll figure it out. Okay,
Miss Eder,
love.
if the Zoom call is moved to Thursday, will the letter to Birmingham jail, sorry, not jail, be due on Thursday or still Friday?
I'll figure that out.
Okay.
I won't move it up. I won't move it up. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we have to go. An hour is a long time, but we will finish these later. I will leave you with a fun song, not Sesame Street. Do you guys see? This is my, here, this makes me in a happy mood. A little punk rock for you. Little Goldfinger, 99 red balloons. Okay, everybody, thank you for coming. I adore each and every one of you. And I'll see you later. Goodbye, goodbye Riley, goodbye Tori, goodbye Anna, goodbye Caroline, goodbye Nicole, goodbye Zara, goodbye Sydney, goodbye Harper, goodbye Anna, goodbye Joseph, goodbye Elaine. Ah, bye guys. Bye Anna, bye Joseph, bye Elaine, bye Brandon, bye Emma. Thank you. My pleasure. So glad you guys came. It's almost headbanging time.